The iconic Louvre Museum in Paris is home to one of the most famous paintings in the world. This masterpiece has captivated audiences for over 500 years. Join us as we uncover the fascinating history of Leonardo da Vinci's timeless portrait. This is All Request History, the history of the Mona Lisa. The story begins in the 16th century, around 1503. Leonardo da Vinci started this portrait in Florence, Italy, and worked on it until his death in 1519. In fact, some believe he never even finished it. They point to her missing eyebrows as proof that he had more work to do, suggesting that an artist as brilliant as da Vinci would not intentionally leave this portrait with no eyebrows. But after his death, the painting was still not even a named piece. It was saved and referred to as a certain Florentine lady. The first time the reference Mona Lisa was used was by his biographer, Giorgio Vasari, 30 years after da Vinci's death. Question: what category is the Mona Lisa in the Guinness World Book of Records for? The answer is coming up. Now, why Mona Lisa? Well, in his book, Vasari believed that the woman da Vinci painted was the wife of a wealthy Florentine merchant named Madame Lisa Giocondo. So he called it Mona Lisa. Mona means noble or aristocratic. Lisa. There are several more suggestions of who the model was that sat for the painting. Some suggest it's not even a woman at all. In fact, no particular woman, but instead an artful composite of da Vinci's conception of womanhood in general, like what da Vinci's mind's eye saw when he thought of a woman. There's even a crazy theory that suggests that the model may have been one of his male assistants dressed up like a woman. There's even a pretty extensive theory that Mona Lisa is actually a self-portrait of Leonardo da Vinci himself. Artist Lillian Schwartz did a digital analysis in 1987 between the Lisa and da Vinci's famous portrait of a man in red chalk and found numerous similarities in facial features and even bone structure. What experts do know is that da Vinci was a brilliant artist and mastered the technique called sfumato, which created lifelike transitions between colors and tones. This effect gives the Mona Lisa her famous captivating expression that seems to change when viewed from different angles. Really, she looks at you no matter where in the room you are. After Leonardo da Vinci's death in 1519, the painting remained in the French royal collection, but physically held in various locations, largely unnoticed by the public. It wasn't until close to the end of the French Revolution that the painting found a permanent home in the Louvre Museum in 1798. Except for a few locals in Paris or visitors to the museum who were captivated by her beauty, no one else around the world had ever even heard of the Mona Lisa. During the 19th century, Mona Lisa began to gain a little more recognition, thanks in part to the admiration of artists and intellectuals alike. But it was an event in the early 20th century that truly catapulted her into global fame. In 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre by an Italian handyman named Vincenzo Peruggia. The theft was widely reported, and the painting's absence increased in mystique, like Jack the Ripper or Jimmy Hoffa. It was recovered 2 years later in 1913. Peruggia may have been wily, but apparently not very smart. He was caught trying to sell it to an art dealer in nearby Florence. He was immediately arrested, taken into custody, and the story made headlines worldwide. By the time it had been returned to the Louvre, it became a symbol of national pride and cultural heritage. Now, here are some interesting facts about the world's most famous painting. In 2021, a fake Mona Lisa was sold at a Christie's auction. Some call it a fake, but the owner preferred to call it a masterful copy. Either way, the owner, Raymond Hecking, walked away from the sale a very rich man. It sold at the auction for $3.5 million. After Christie's standard 26%, he was still a millionaire after the sale. By the way, Hecking bought this copy at an antique store originally in 1953 for $110. Today, the Louvre reports that there are at least 110 registered knockoffs, but likely many more. So if you're at a garage sale and you see a Mona Lisa painting, maybe you should buy it just in case. The Mona Lisa, of course, needs to be insured, but not only for theft, but also because she's been attacked numerous times. After the Vincenzo Peruggia capture and the painting returned to the Louvre in 1913, major steps were taken to try to protect it. But there were still several attempts to destroy it. In 1956, a Bolivian tourist threw a rock at it and shattered the protective glass, and a small scar was ripped into the painting. In 1974, she was spray painted by a woman in a wheelchair in protest that the painting was not accessible for handicapped persons. The painting was behind protective glass, and that was easily replaced. In 2009, a Russian woman threw a ceramic coffee cup at the painting. Again, the protective glass thankfully did its job, the mug shattered, and the Mona Lisa was left again unharmed. In 2022, with the painting now fully accessible to handicapped persons, a man dressed as a handicapped woman in a wheelchair leapt from the stolen chair and tried to smash the painting. After failing to penetrate the bulletproof casing, he smeared cake across the glass. He later told police he did it because of something about people trying to destroy the earth. In January 2024, the Mona Lisa was attacked by environmental protests trying to draw attention to France's food issues and douse the painting with pumpkin soup. The English translation to the French shouts were, "What's more important, art or sustainable food?" Despite all the drama, an average of 10 million visitors still flock to the Louvre each year to catch a glimpse of the Mona Lisa's mysterious smile and ponder Da Vinci's sumato technique as she stares at them from every spot in the room. Now, why is the Mona Lisa in the Guinness World Book of Records? She holds the record highest insurance valuation for a painting at $870 million. And recently, in May 2024, one of Mona Lisa's age-old mysteries has been solved. According to art historian and genealogist expert Anne Pizzarusso, she's finally confirmed the location where the subject was seated during the painting. She claims that based on the sawtooth pattern of the mountains, the bridge over her left shoulder, and the body of water behind her, Pizzarusso concludes the location to be Lake Como in Lecco, Italy. So whether or not you've been to the Louvre, appreciate fine art, or maybe just a casual fan of Leonardo da Vinci, you've certainly heard the term, or you can identify the image of the one and only Mona Lisa. One thing is for sure, no matter where you saw her, her eyes have seen you.